Nigeria police force intensify operations against violent criminals in the country, just as also we have tributes to the late chief of, former FCT minister, beg your pardon, and also sports. These and more on Panorama. I'm Ayodeji Makindi. Now the news in details. The Nigeria Police Force has intensified its operations against violent and organized crimes, achieving significant breakthroughs in various states. In a daring rescue mission, police operatives in Kebbi State summed Thunderfari Forest to rescue a kidnapped victim. 4 kidnappers were neutralized. 1 was arrested with fatal injuries and 3 million in ransom money was recovered. Similarly, in Imo State, a tactical raid has led to the neutralization of 2 IPOB ESN kingpins, the dislodgement of a terrorist camp, and the recovery of a large cache of weapons. A follow-up operation in Nkokwo Forest resulted in 3 more terrorists being neutralized and the seizure of firearms, motorcycles, and criminal charms. In another development, the Nigeria Police Force is undergoing a significant transformation driven by the Inspector General of Police directive to adopt a more tactical, intelligence-driven and result-oriented approach. This transformation is evident in the graduation of 1,511 female police officers in Akwa Ibom State who underwent months of retraining to enhance their capacity to respond to security challenges. Etienne Baha reports.
The Nigeria Police Force's commitment to gender inclusion is particularly noteworthy, empowering female officers to take on roles previously considered beyond their reach.
I can defend myself if I'm on operation, what I need to do, how to attack operation and how to withdraw back without me being injured or being killed.
The training means a lot to me. Now, I'm a police officer, gallant woman.
Before, I used to be a little bit afraid of the rifle, but now I can handle it very well. I can triple and assemble within 5 seconds.
With this training, we have the privilege to exercise our ability on how to use our rifle, handle it when we are called for operation or rapid or any emergency.
According to Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command, CP Baba Azari, the graduates underwent rigorous training, including intense physical drills, weapons handling, counter-terrorism tactics, riot control, intelligence gathering, and community policing strategies.
These officers have been trained to respond to threats decisively, neutralize risks efficiently, and operate with the highest level of professionalism. Akwa Ibom has become one of the safest states in Nigeria, not just by words, but by deliberate actions.
The Akwa Ibom State Governor, Moino, represented at the occasion, assured the government's commitment to supporting security agencies in maintaining peace and unity in the state. The graduation of these 1,511 women police officers is expected to enhance Akwa Ibom State's security architecture and beyond. In Uyo, Etienne Ibanga, NTA News.
In the meantime, efforts to strengthen the fight against illicit financial flows in Nigeria, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has injected additional 169 detective assistant cadets into the Commission's workforce. The report of Aliu Tukur is here presented.
These are the new foot soldiers of the fight against economic and financial crimes, displaying the skills they acquired. After 6 months of rigorous training and academic learning, they are not only physically ready, but mentally and morally alert to face the tasks ahead.
It's not just by carrying arm or no, but there are other things attached to it that has to do with unity, integrity, honesty.
chairman of the commission urged the graduating cadets to be diligent in carrying out their duties to ensure that Nigeria is free from economic and financial crimes through prevention, enforcement and coordination.
A lot of trust is placed on you as cadets of the commission. Your family, the EFCC, and the entire citizens of Nigeria look up to you to uphold the highest standard of ethics and integrity.
The event we are witnessing today is in furtherance of the commitment of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to strengthen the Commission and improve the quality of its manpower for effective service delivery.
The National Assembly, equally represented at the graduation ceremony, pledged to support the fight against corruption with laws that will enable anti-graft agencies carry out their duties with ease.
The Senate, particularly the 10th Senate, has a very high opinion of this commission, and that is why in all our appropriations and whenever there are additional provision of funds, EFCC is always in the mind of the Senate.
Combating financial criminality requires a multifaceted approach that involves various stakeholders, including government agencies, financial institutions, and law enforcement.
As the new cadets embarked on the voyage of anti-corruption crusade, it is expected that they carry along integrity, courage, and professionalism with them.
Federal government's efforts to diversify the economy is paying off, especially in the manufacturing sector, where government initiatives are attracting local and foreign investments. This development was highlighted by the Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Eno, during a one-day working visit to Ogun State, where he also pointed out that the initiative is a significant step towards reducing Nigeria's reliance on oil exports and promoting economic growth. Hakeem Jimo has details.
The National Industrial Tour of the manufacturing sector by the Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Eno, brought him to Ogun State, where he met with the Governor, Dapo Abiodun, on the way forward for the sector. The minister assured that the commitment of the federal government to truly grow Nigeria's economy through diversification for investment to thrive.
The President has continued to show leadership. I mean, very early in his administration, there was an intervention for industry, for small and medium-scale enterprises, for manufacturing and all of that. This government is determined to provide such incentives that are going to be enabling enough and attractive enough to get industries that are still within the country to stay back, and for those that have left to come back.
Governor Abiodun promised to give the necessary support the sector deserves, especially in the area of generation of renewable energy.
We are blessed with human resources. We are the education capital of Nigeria as well. We are providing all what is required to support all these our force positions. And we'll do everything to work with you.
As the gateway state, Ogun State is adjudged by many as the industrial capital of Nigeria. In Abeokuta, Hakeem Jimo, NTA News.
Eligible cast their ballots at various polling centers in Katsina State local government election with no security issues reported. Correspondent Alwa Haliru has the details.
The governor who cast his ballot at his polling unit in Charanchi local government area was joined by other notable figures across Katsina, Funtua and Daura senatorial districts.
A lot of people have come out to vote because they have confidence in the administration. It is a people's-oriented government where people are aware of what government is doing for them.
And what I have seen so far is free and fair election. And that's the best we can deliver to the whole world, not only in Nigeria or in Malawi.
People are turning out massively. People are happy. They are voting for APC.
Governor Ratna expressed deep satisfaction with the orderly conduct of the voters at the polling unit.
What I saw today is the large turnout of voters that I saw today and witnessed today. has really testified to me that democracy is in process, and that is what we have believed in.
Governor Adda commended the State Independent Electoral Commission, security agencies, and electoral observers for their efforts in safeguarding the integrity of the electoral process. In Katsina, Awal Halaru, NTA News.
The Association of Yoruba Traditional Rulers in northern Nigeria has enjoined its people to be more conservative in their approach to prevent the respected culture from going into extinction. At its 10th anniversary and inauguration of new executives in the Federal Capital Territory, the association also says unity among Nigerians is not negotiable. Correspondent Kunle Adeyeye reports.
The culture has not changed despite the location. These ambassadors of the Yoruba tradition in northern Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory have been leading the crusade to preserve their values for more than a decade. Now it's time for retrospection and change of guard.
The Yoruba people are the most traveled ethnic group, not only in Nigeria, but in West Africa. And not only that, they have established colonies and communities in diaspora.
I lived in Kano for about 32 years. And I entered Kano as nobody, but I came out as somebody.
Notable Yoruba descendants in the region say they are not oblivious of the accommodating nature of their hosts, calling for unity among them and remain enterprising. Ecstasy greeted the atmosphere when a cerebral individual, Murtala Sani Adeleke, emerged as the new leader of the association.
My plan for the association is to get it higher than where we met it. We want to get the association to the top that locally and internationally will be recognized, because Yorubas are everywhere in the world.
A traditional ruler from the southwest craved for constant dialogue among traditional rulers in the region and their representatives in the north. Kunle Adeyeye, NTA News.
Nigeria is taking a significant step towards promoting inclusivity in climate change responses, with the Advocacy for Women with Disabilities initiative leading the charge. The organization has launched the Inclusive Climate Action Team, which aims to ensure that women and girls with disabilities are not left behind in climate discussions and decisions. Gofan Shaji Ugwanyi reports.
The impact of climate change on women with disabilities is multifaceted. They face significant barriers in accessing information, resources, and services that can help them adapt to climate-related challenges. The Advocacy for Women with Disabilities initiative is pushing for greater inclusion of persons with disabilities, particularly women, in climate decision-making processes, ensuring that women with disabilities are represented in climate policy development, implementation, and monitoring.
Whatever you are doing, you are thinking disability inclusion. In your work, you are thinking disability inclusion. When it comes to environmental issues, you are thinking disability inclusion. And we're also focusing on gender, because in every climate issues, women are hit more.
A woman with albinism. We have lost 2 from skin cancer, excess heat. It's also part of climate change.
And especially, what action do we include the disability to make sure that, yes, we have a plan for them, we tell them what to do in case of any flood or any climate change activity.
By promoting inclusivity and accessibility, Nigeria can ensure that its climate change responses are equitable, effective, and leaves no one behind. In Abuja, Gofan Shaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
The network service of the NTA. We are live in Abuja. More stories and sports when we return. To stay tuned.
across the savannah to the Sahara. We rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree. We sway in colors, we turn dark into light. We make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than destination.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity. We know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
You're welcome back. Akwa Ibom State's Governor, Umar Eno, has paid glowing tributes to his Bayelsa counterpart, saying that it took political will to execute and complete quality projects in a marshy terrain such as the case in Bayelsa State. The governor, who stated this while inaugurating projects at Yenagoa New City, described Governor Diri as a pragmatic leader that is committed to changing the developmental narrative of the state. Timini Priye Ohia completes the story.
The idea of a new Yenagoa City was conceived by the previous administration, led by Senator Seriake Dixon, to create a well-structured and planned city, as the then administration was able to acquire 300 hectares of land in accordance with the Land Use Act. In realization and fulfillment, Governor Doye Diri initiated and commenced the construction of all the dual carriageway of Route 2 and a spur, targeted to create an avenue to access the new commissioners' and legislators' quarters.
Dual carriageway is finished with 2 layers of asphalt, a 60mm binder course and a 40mm wearing course, which is the acceptable standard for asphalt road construction in the country.
Inaugurating the Road 2 and spur, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umar Eno, calls on Bayelsans to support their leaders and partner with leaders in the South-South to keep opening the corridors to integrate in trade, commerce, to bring about the needed development in the region. He commended Governor Doye Diri for his pragmatic leadership style in continuing to deliver to the people the dividends of democracy.
We trust that other roads and other projects will be commissioned as we continue to give support and partner within the South-South to keep opening that corridor that will make all of us to have integration in trade and in commerce and in development.
Our terrain here, we don't compromise quality. Because if you do any substandard job, it will show on that. We have seen roads that we came to meet. Internal street roads that were constructed just some years before the former governor took over. We came, most of those roads are unusable. And every day we keep patching and patching those roads.
The newly inaugurated Road 2 and spur in the new Yenagoa City, development of residential buildings will be accelerated and well planned to give the needed aesthetics value to the states. In Yenagoa, Timinepri, Ohia, NTA News.
Supporting girl-child education in Kano State continues to attract investment with the provision of state-of-the-art facilities by a renowned business tycoon and philanthropist, Alhaji Aminu Alhassan Antata, to one of the oldest girls' secondary schools in Kano. Yahanasu Asambara reports that the facilities provided are to train students in ICT, cosmetology and catering, among others.
This equipment is part of the practical steps taken to change the narrative in post-primary school system. It will kindle hope among the girl child who are students of Government Girls Secondary School, Dala. The initiative aimed at equipping young girls with vocational skills is seen as a beacon of hope in the region where economic opportunities for women are limited. Amina Usman is a student and a determined young girl with a dream of becoming a fashion designer.
I have the passion since I was a kid, so now I'm so happy. I can't even express it.
Before, we didn't have this kind of skill acquisition center. By the coming of DOGA, they provide us with skill acquisition center.
The center is expected to empower not just current students, but also alumni seeking to enhance their skills and economic prospects.
Getting jobs are more difficult now. If you have no job, at least you have a skill that you can use to survive.
It's not just about reading and writing. When you acquire skills, you are empowering.
I want to thank Baba, Ntata, for his generous donation to our association. And we want to thank our members for being honest and transparent.
I feel very elated. I feel very proud of the executive and the board members who have made this thing a success.
I'm thankful for them, all of them. May Allah bless and continue to bless the school.
The DOGA new logo was unveiled by the chairman of the association's board of trustees, Tajuddin Aminu Ntata, with an award presentation to those who contributed to the development of the association. In Kano, Yahana Sahasambaro, NTA News.
The remarkable legacies of Lieutenant General Jeremiah Hussaini were the focus of a service of tributes held in memory of the former minister of the FCT in Abuja. The report. The National Ecumenical Center received friends, invited guests, and government officials who joined the family of the late Lieutenant General Jeremiah Hussaini as his remains begin the final journey to Mother Earth.
What will we be remembered for?
The tributes reflected his philanthropic gestures and the journey of J.T. Hussaini from childhood by colleagues along academic and military lines before his election as senator representing Plateau South.
He believed in empowerment, not just in words, but through action. Whether it was supporting individuals in need, advocating for progress, or fostering harmony among those around him made a lasting impact.
We owe our gratitude to him that our National Secretariat that stands in Maitama district is as a result of his efforts.
The exhortation by Reverend Professor Pandang Yamsat, drawn from the book of Psalms 90, emphasized the inevitability of death, noting that character will always outlive the lifetimes of all individuals.
J.T. Hussaini achieved his purpose, and that is why he attained a right and fulfilled life by aligning himself with the lowly and the deprived.
Born in Lantan, Plateau State, Jeremiah Timbut Hussaini, MNI of Senior Executive Course 3 of 1981, was an outstanding professional military officer, rising through the ranks and retired as a 3-star general in the Nigerian Army. He was a man of many titles before his death at the age of 81 on January 23, 2025. In Abuja, Ayodeji. Now let's go to the world of sports, where Nigeria's D-Tigress maintain Africa top spot in latest FIBA rankings. Let's join Suleiman Musa with details of these and more on Sports Updates.